Yo, wrap your hands. Bless up, people. Back again in our early settings, Don't know. Today is Sunday. But that means that we can hold a reason on the sun, right? Matter of fact, Sunday supposed to be one of them days that supposed to hold a reason with friend, with family, especially on them Sunday evening. Most people supposed to go and cook their Sunday dinner. Most people supposed to eat them Sunday dinner already. And then you have a minute few who really have no Sunday dinner and we have to just sit with them. Big up who eat them good red rice and peas with 2-3 different meat kind of vegetable and boil yam. Because when I youth and I grew up and I go visit my grandparents, that is Sunday dinner, that is Sunday, every Sunday. See me? Then I know say Roger hands when you cook, especially on a Sunday, you have to clean as you go. You can't just cook and just dirty up the place. You have to clean as you go, my friend. So you think set on a cooking day. But anyway, if you see the topic, and really and truly that topic, that subject matter, it not really, and a Jamaica, it's secluded too. You understand? This is basically black people thing. So whether you're Jamaican, whether you're St. Lucian, you're Bayesian, Trini, any one of the Caribbean massive them, whether you're FBA, which means Foundation of Black American, go through them a kind of something. Because enough of this, enough of ways you go on in front of your eyeball, I don't know. It's a planting. And it basically set out for we operating in this way. In other words, by design. Now, I see Tifa forward out, now an interview. I'm going to talk about it. But to show you how long I want to have that kind of conversation, before even Tifa do fair interview, right? So, Tifa do our interview on ER. I don't know, as usual, Anthony Miller question or anything about all the stuff. So, she have a song. She have a song where come out and you listen to something. Nothing wrong with the song. Right? Nothing wrong with the song and the lyrics thing. Right? Nice song she said she want a man. Right? A matter of fact, the title of the song is I Want a Man. Right? And she sing her song and she give her reasons as to why she want a man and what kind of man she want. Right? And nothing wrong with choices, because the woman them supposed to have options, just like all the man them have options, right? Body have options, and depending on the person, really and truly, because not everybody, depending on the person, you can pick and choose. A man, if him very accomplished, if him do the right things from him growing up, and him so fortunate for be a success story, a kind of man like that can pick and choose the kind of woman who him a go there with. Alright, some of them man they even have more than one woman, and everybody involved in that said relationship, them fine and okay with it. On the other hand, now you have the high quality female them now where them can pick and choose the kind of man where them want to deal with, where them want to involve with. And usually them the kind of high quality woman there. Them have them have, in other words, them can move in the crowd where the top 1% are male, or 10 say 10 to 1% are male then. Right? And then one out of the 10% there we feature. But unfortunately, that is not the case for like majority of man and majority of woman. Because really and truly, a majority of man are average. Majority of us men were average males. We are not no alpha, or no sigma. All are we another. So you have some way are just average male. And then you have a whole heap of woman where they are just average females. However, feminism don't want to have that in the woman them mind. So feminism basically I have the woman them. I matter about my race, which is black race. Every other else race can hold a seat. When I say boy, we don't have a say in our matter like this, but me really I speak for my people them first and foremost. Right? But see the woman them now and this feminism thing. I have the woman them believe say boy, them can't get any man where them want, them deserve any man of them choosing. Well, unfortunately, that is not how the world works. Because Tifa, you know, she said a whole heap of thing in her interview, right? And a lot of it is true and a lot of it is not true. Let's just say that. So Tifa, you know, I go have us believe say boy, I'm mostly woman at in the CEO positions them, you know, like I run business and so on and so forth. Now, while there are a lot of women in positions of power, I have a lot of women in management. And mostly men, they are the upper echelons of business. Mostly men. That not change. Right? Babsy, big up. Mostly men. So she a go say, boy, I'm mostly woman. I do this and I do that. Not no go so. No go so at all. But that is what feminism does. Feminism have the woman them a spin and a spin round like a gig. And have them believe, and have a Tifa believe, say them can have all of them fun in a them young days. They with this a person, that the person there. And then when them reach in a them big woman stage, now them want to settle down. Now them want to have a man and get married and rate. Them never did I say that in a them young days, you know, when them, you know, them in a them prime, because when a woman is young, you know, that is her prime years, right? From she reach 18 to say about 30. Some people would have got less than 30. But say about 30. That is her prime years as a female. We as men, our prime years normally forward when we're about 35 onwards. That's why you see enough of the time. You see some man 40, 45, 50. Are there with us some girl 20 something year old. Why? Because he put himself in a position where he can pick and choose who he wants to deal with. And one 20 something year old now go can compete with one 40-year-old, 50-year-old woman. Now, I'm not say you know some 40 and 50-year-old woman out there will look good because you do, right? That's not what we are saying. What we are saying is one man will put in him work and get him accomplishments, become a successful man. Really and truly, him now go for one 40-year-old, 45, 50-year-old. All should look good. Rarely you find them the case there, right? All should look good. Rarely you find something like that, right? Because we're not going to sit here and say it never happened yet. It happens, but it just don't happen as often as we think. So that is what feminism does. It have the woman them in one state of delusion where you see enough of them social media influencer lead enough of the woman them astray. Lead them astray because ladies, may I tell you something? You see enough woman really and truly no want to see no other woman I do like them, you know? Meaning them no want to see no other woman I strive like them, get the most out of life like them. You know? Enough woman, and I saw them, enough woman tribal bad, you know? Believe it or not. You know? You don't have no girlfriends and when we sit down and chat certain things, you know, but enough woman tribal bad. You understand? And this is where the tribalism come in, where them are the social media influencers and influence enough woman to go astray. But to me soon drop a link. I just say what I said before I drop a link and thing. We can't talk about all this. And any woman with there in the chat where I listen to me or anyone who disagree with me or agree with me, I'm free for forward and voice no opinion when time I drop the link. Right? You can voice no opinion. You can leave a like, you can comment too at the same time. We welcome all opinions. Right? So that's my problem with it. The woman them, I have enough of the woman them in a delusion. I have them believe say them feel idle out them prime years, which is them young days, right? And have all one multiple sex partners and bring them body count way up and feel like say boy, one man I come there with me when me a 40 year man. No, I'm not gonna say no man not go there with you, but the man wanna feel like say wanna deserve at that stage in your life another man they wanna go and get. It's not that the man they wanna go and get. The man we wanna go and get is the man we wanna have to just inevitably settle for. Else we not go live alone with no dog. Because that's the next thing I know. Live alone with no dog or no cat. So on a way, but that's just reality. It's just reality. Because Tifa, you know. Who remember Tifa when she just forward? When Tifa forward, high color brown, you know. Enough man where you understand? And the Tifa then and the Tifa now. Two different things. But Tifa, you know, in a fear age, you know, I say, boy, she want a man. And she don't want no weak jellyback man. And that is fine. And we can understand because enough man we see out there really and truly disgraceful in terms of how them operate, you know, because enough of them man them, you know. Enough of the man them want to turn a yard and have them woman go work and mind them. Yeah man, me say it. Enough of them umbrella, them want turn a them yard and woman to go work and come mind them. I see it too many times. Too many times me see it. Me see too much example. When me I left to go work a morning time, I can see the amount of umbrella me see each up a yes so each up this so. And who have cigarette in her hand, have ganja spliff in her hand, catch up with rum and boom or whatever them a drink early in the morning. Can you imagine you get up early in the morning when you're supposed to go to work and a rum and boom you drink? It's a nasty habit, man. Nasty, nasty habit. Yeah, because on both sides, man and woman, them have unrealistic expectations, right? Very unrealistic expectations. Because me tell you, you know, you're mostly average male and female out there, you know? Mostly average, right? So if all of them woman here, where they don't want this kind of man and they don't want that kind of man and them man supposed to have money and him supposed to drive this a car and him supposed to live in a that the house and a whole heap of man and live like that, you know. So what go happen when time that the man that get taken off of the market? What go happen? You're going left with a whole heap of woman out there wanting and them a go want and can't get. What go happen after that? Well, some of them are going to settle for the next best thing. Some of them are going to settle for an emotional support animal, i.e. dog and cat. And some of them are going to settle for the little machine at them top left arm drawer. Again, harsh reality, but reality. It is what it is. And I me set it so. And I me set it so. So if you don't want to fight me, it is what it is, but it's not me set it so. So I mean, I understand Tifa point of view with a lot of things, but me not think she valid in a lot of area. Because really and truly, you know, you see, oh, enough of them money which I complain about them weak jelly back money. Oh, enough of them money come to be so rampant in the society, you know, because them grow up with them single mother. So enough of them man don't know one father. The only thing they know maybe one bigger brother or the umbrella them pan the corner. Them the man that them used to as man. Then I used to grow up in our yard where one man at the lead of the house or head of the household. And grow up with one woman as that. And the woman, which is his mother, go out to go work and come in, come mind him. Because our pitney, yes, but what that end up happen, what that end up doing I know is make when the man them grow up big, you know, the man ain't even want to go work. The woman, you know, them take and replace as their mother. So the woman, you know, go work and come in, come cook all food for him and kind of sitting and clean house. And man do a get up and dig out the hand mix and drink rum and boom. And each up and corner with some other man who grew up just like him. Dangerous sitting where we're in, from. Dangerous sitting. Enough waste man there out there. And likewise, enough waste of time woman there out there too. You go both ways, people. You not just go one way, you go both ways. So Obviously we have work to do. We have work to do, and enough of our problem must stem from single parent home, i.e., single mother parent home. Which is why the only separation me and my youth I could have if me and him separate, I must drop out because my youth have to live with me. My youth have to live with me, grow up with me, or God forbid, right? My youth have to live with me. I may encourage every man who have one youth to play an active role in them youth upbringing. An active role. I care if them mother this and that, and you can't stand them mother, or whatever the case, because really and truly you pick her. No? You pick her and you impregnate her, and I say reach. So you just have to just bear with whatever, because our you pick at the end of the day. All right? But play an active role in your youth upbringing. Because every child, them need both male and female energy. Right? Both male and female influence in order to balance the scale. Because if that's so be the case, God would have just create one being, and that the being they just can impregnate themselves when they're ready and just multiply. If that's so be the case. But God did create man, and then say, boy, man need one companion for walk the earth with, and create a woman. So I think so. From creation till now. So, as I say, I encourage every man to have one youth out there, right? No care what happen with the hand that the youth, the mother, going to play one active role in the youth upbringing. Trust me. Can prevent a whole heap of things. Whole heap of hurt, a whole heap of bad feeling, a whole heap of, you understand? Whole heap of things can correct. Alright? Youth them, male them, grow up, them see how a man operate, see what a man do in a household, so on and so forth. The girl now would have grow up and see one proper representation of a man in the household, right? And should have an idea or inclination as to the kind of man fear future partner supposed to be. Right? And it go vice versa with the mother. Boy pitney would have grow up, so a mother operating at the house and know how future partner supposed to operate, supposed to represent and be like. And the mother would have passed down her teachings to her daughter. Right? So it worked. No other way around it. And this is not me saying, boy, there's no single parent household that ever brought like good behaving citizens of society and productive members of society and CEOs and rated. It happened. You have single parent households that raise upstanding citizens of this nation and other nations, right? But more often than not, a single parent household is highly destructive. But someone might disagree, someone might agree. So I'm going to share the link. Go share the link. I'm not going to tell me what I think about this thing. See a link there if you're interested, who have something to say, who share the same sentiment, who don't share the same sentiment. Let me know. See a link there. And big up to everybody who they are from. Babsy,
Good afternoon, Rambo.
I go on, you know.
I'm listening to you. I agree with a lot of what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to touch on a few things so that people can kind of understand that um, feminism is has morphed into something far from what it originally, I believe, was designed for in the first place. Right?
It has. It has.
Um, it's kind of just given. The only way I can kind of make it make sense is like trolling, right? Originally in the beginning, trolling was designed just for, maybe to bother somebody or aggravate somebody, but it's turned to something very, very toxic and very, very, like uncalled for. The behavior is like, this is not normal human behavior, what you're blaming it trolling on. Feminism evolved from women being in situations where they weren't being protected and they weren't being taken care of the way that men used to take care of women 100 years ago, right? There was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of oppression, like women weren't allowed to vote, they weren't allowed to drive cars. Like it was really, really, really oppressive. Why feminism kind of came into play in the first place, right? Two, what started to happen was, like you said, a lot of men started to reach this point where they not only were unable to provide for a woman, they were choosing not to provide for women, which were leaving women in a real vulnerable state because, like, my grandmothers, both of my grandmothers were housewives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them ever worked a day in their life. Only one of my grandmothers would, like, grow like thyme and I don't know what you call it, scallion in Jamaica is called green onion in over here, like, and grow those types of things. And then on Saturday she would go to like Town to sell it in Barbados, but that was just like to socialize. That wasn't really to make money. That was just kind of like, okay, Saturdays I'm gonna go to Town, hang out with the women, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But both of my grandfathers were providers, right? Like they both had very good jobs. They both brought home the money. They didn't have like bad characteristics like gambling or drinking.
No.
So both of my grandmothers were lucky to be in a situation where they could fully rely on a man. As time went on, most of my friends, their fathers are absolutely worthless. Like they're drunkards, they're gamblers, they're womanizers. And a lot of my friends' moms had to double up jobs, even triple up jobs to survive because of this man in the home draining the household, right? So feminism came as means of survival, right? Like became like women have to get a job because the men on their arm, a lot of them are not able to pull their own weight. And in modern times, the men are just choosing not to pull their own weight, right? Like, I don't know a lot of men at this stage of the game that make enough money to take care of their own self. There are so much men out here who are looking to leech off of a woman, who are looking to live off, like, they don't make enough money to take care of their own self. And that is something that feminism, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what made it grow and morph into the ugly beast that it is now. Like there's so much men that just can't take care of themselves,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
So the whoring part of being a feminist, like, oh, I'm in my 20s and I'm gonna have a whole bunch of sex and I'm gonna do all that. That's just, those are excuses. Those are just women, like, for the lack of a better choice of words, that are whores. Like those are just women that want to run around, sleep around, and they want to hide behind feminism and blame it. No, they're just whores, pretty much, right? Like that's just what they are,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that's not feminism. You know, it was just originally to kind of find their way, get their own money, survive. You have a baby now. Your baby father doesn't want to help you. He runs off. What do? You have to go to school. You have to find a job. You have to take care of your children. So that's what happened. Women had to like get up and take care of themselves. And part of what's happening, I believe now, is that women are being blamed for surviving. Like, so I get blamed for surviving. I get blamed for, why do you want to be in a male dominated field? And why do you want to this? And why do you want to that? And it's just like, these are the skills that I have, right? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I went to school and I got educated. And now that's being thrown back in my face. Like, well, why did you decide that you wanted to go to university? And, you're the one that educated yourself out of reach of the man. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
in a sense, I'm getting blamed for being progressive,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a weird situation. Feminism is being put at the forefront of the decline of the male as well, right? Like the male has just declined, and there's no term for that. There's a term for feminism though, right? But there's
Yeah.
no term for the men nowadays that just genuinely aren't able to be ambitious for whatever reasons. They're not pushing forward. Like there's so much wrong, and feminism is taking the blame for that.
A matter of fact, you have a term for it. You mean worthless man. That's how it mean. Worthless man. A worthless boy.
Right. Look at me and you, right? Look how we met. We met because you were the only man out of like 10 men that was defending me from being jumped verbally by like 10 men. And what were they jumping me for? Nothing legitimate, no real reason, right? But I'm getting disrespected, violated, dragged down, torn down by like 10 men. You were there and they're like, you can't talk. Why are you talking to her like that? You can't really talk like what happened to Ono? Like you were the one that stepped in and regulated that.
Well, yeah, because I was fortunate enough, you see, to grow with a thing where all people call brought up, see. And this is why I'm operate like I'm operate, right? Now, this is not me saying, oh, I'm the most perfect person in the world. I'm the most perfect man. I am not, right? However, I know right
You're
from
close.
wrong.
You're close. You're close.
I know right from wrong. Me know when me wrong and me supposed to apologize for my wrongdoing to anybody at all. Me not grow, me not too big for that, right? I'm have one solid moral compass. That's all I have.
Okay, so question: how did you get that?
Father,
Okay,
mother for some extent, even though mother passed away when we were very young. Um, elderly people, what
okay,
grandparents, grandfather, grandmother, grew up with them for extended period of my life. So yeah, me get both kind of growing. Me get younger mother and father growing, and me get elderly people. Them kind of growing that me get. So that's why I say, look, that single parent household, yeah, it is more destructive, it is more bad than good, right? Because we have more evidence to suggest that, hey, you have more delinquents, more what this man, what this woman, I come from them a kind of household. I won't say single parent. When I just say, oh, the single mother, single father too, right?
but let me tell you why though.
Mm-hmm.
That is as a result of that single mother or that single father basically not teaching. So it's not necessarily the fact that they're in a single home. It's the lack of teaching that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at something like jealousy. Jealousy is a behavior that you will see little children engage in. You have an only child and then you have a baby, and then when that baby comes home, that older sibling wants to push it out of the crib or do certain things to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even in situations with dogs, there have been situations where dogs have mauled babies, and it's out of jealousy. And what has to happen is you have to have somebody sit down and explain to you why you need to share your toys, why you need to not be jealous of your younger brother or your younger sister. But
Mm-hmm.
in this present day, you don't have parenting. You don't have people sitting down and saying, here's why you have to control your jealousy. Here's why you have to control, your envy. So, like, that was one of the things that was instilled in me from early. Like, I had a father who, I remember a time my neighbor had got the Volkswagen Beetle, and I was in the neighborhood and I had overheard the parents saying that the person that got the Beetle sold drugs and that's where they got it from. So I remember my dad was talking to my mom and was like, "Oh yeah, I never seen that Volkswagen before." And then like I repeated what I heard and I said, "Oh, he sells drugs. That's where he got that from." And I remember my dad pulling me aside and he's like, "Where did you hear that?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh, I heard so and so's mom say." He says, "I listen to me. You don't know nothing about how people get their things. You don't have that's nothing. That's none of your business. You don't keep your like." So these are the things you have to be taught. Like you have to be taught not to be jealous. You have to be taught ambition. You have to be taught how to be progressive. These are things that have to be instilled in you. And that's just where I think as a society overall, Caribbean society is a very bad-minded, watchy, gossipy kind of a society. Some islands are worse than others. And we don't sit down and teach each other the skills that we need to survive. So now when a man gets 30, he's a jealous man who doesn't know how to be ambitious, doesn't know how to be progressive, doesn't know how to be analytical, doesn't know how to research because he was never taught any of these things.
Mm-hmm.
His girlfriend talks to a man on the street corner and then he stabs her in her neck and he kills her, right? Like, because he wasn't taught how to control his jealousy. He wasn't taught how to control any emotion. He was just left in the wilderness pretty much to figure things out. So, the problem with feminism is there's just so much men that just can't be men. It's just we just live in a society of people who just have absolutely no skills anymore, interpersonal skills to say, okay, I'm 5'7". I'm not LeBron James, right? I have to find the things that I'm good at in life. You got guys that are 5'7" that want to be LeBron James, and then everything LeBron James does, they tear him down and disrespect him and violate him because they weren't taught how to not be envious or jealous or right. So it's like this is why you have a million and one artists. All of these guys are like, "Oh, I'm an artist." No, you're not. You're not good enough to be an artist, and they don't know how to push the skill to the next level because they don't have the basic skills to get there. So we're just in a society full of women that have to survive, men that don't have skills to survive, right? So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what happens?
Society breakdown. That's what happened.
Exactly.
So that's why we have it all I know. Because I guess what? See that same something there about with jealousy. I don't know if you have it in a Barbados, but they have a saying, right? The mechanic never have one good car yet. The mason never live nowhere yet.
Right.
The plumber nah no toilet. And them say these things, right? To say, yo, enough of the time, them the man there, like we in them the trade there, them can't even do the trade with them claim to say them you know them can't
Right.
do it well, right? But that goes to show you is like the same jealous mindset because you would say for instance, you know, you go check that same mechanic, right? To fix a car. Him can't fix a car. He might do all kind of things. Start him say it fix it when you look next week after they at the garage same way again. And people are saying bad mind. Because I look on film car. You might drive
Right.
one piece of shit and you come with your good car, you know, film fix it, you know. And
Yep.
him can't fix it because him so caught up in a film envy.
Yep.
He might try every way, shape and form to fuck up your car because for some reason it has stop him from get one better car. Bad mind. Bad mind.
All right. Watch this. In Jamaica right now, there's kind of an epidemic, I guess, if you want to say, where a lot of returning nationals are being killed. A lot of elderly women are being killed. What are they being killed for?
Them
They're
things.
they're they're things that
Them things.
you things that you're not gonna get because you're going to prison.
Mm.
You're
Things
you're
where them
you're
work hard for, where them
it's all
slave
right,
for.
all right. Why are these men going in these women's house and raping them and killing them at 77 years old?
Mm.
Why are you killing a returning national? So
Mm.
there has to be something really detrimentally wrong with you that you would kill a returning national that's in their 70s. But it's just seeing their success, seeing how well they're doing that bothers you so much that you're willing to take that person's life over it.
Righteous rage, big up. But guess what? I want to let's say you have one next side to that story there too, which is the powers that be where allow certain things to happen to discourage the returning people and from do the right thing, as in go over foreign, make money, bring it back to your country and build up back your country. That is highly discouraged for obvious reasons.
Right,
But we move. That of one next live
right,
when we talk about something a lot more serious than the topic here we are see. Well,
right.
so few new people. So Olivia,
Hi, Yoli.
yes, yes, Yoli, they're not parented, and that is correct.
Yeah.
Not
Like I
parented.
grew up in a home I grew up in a home where my father every single day was like, "What did you learn at school today? What is the math book?" He wasn't like, "Did you do your homework?" Like he came and physically checked. If I said I'm going to this place, he pulled drive-bys regularly to see if I
Mm.
was actually there. Right. So whenever I hear people talking about, oh, at 14, they used to sneak up with their boyfriend and then trick them parents, I'm like, yo, y'all got some dumbass parents because there was
Because
no
you
way.
understand, you
There was
understand.
no way I'm tricking my dad in
Hey,
nothing.
hey, you see, you talk about that. I remember when I grew up, right? I have this girl where our parents them in a church. I think our father pastor, and them always them always leave out and go work, and them basically them lock her in, right? So them
Hmm.
go work and them lock her in at the house, right? Boom. When I look now, the girl get pregnant.
Yep.
Ask how she get pregnant, and them lock her in at the house, She's locked in. The grill lock, she can't come out. And when she get pregnant, my girl pull down her clothes right at the grill and turn it to a grill and man breed her through the grill. Through the grill, man come breed her. So all them a lock up place and I go to work and feel like say a peace and safety. She's safe from the world right through the grill. Right through the grill she get breed.
Yeah. Wow. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
You're right, just
I
remember
think,
tell him, look, fathers are need. I'm gonna tell every man play an active role in your child's upbringing.
yeah.
Yeah, active role. It does not matter if your significant other where you take up and breed, people them that way take up and breed, don't like you no more, or she have behave certain type of way with you, play an active role in your child's upbringing, or watch them fade into obscurity, or watch them grow up and resent you for obvious reasons, or watch them grow up and become a success and don't look at you, and when you're in your old stage, you know, yeah, you don't even have nobody where I come check you and I say, Daddy, what I go on?
Right.
An active role in your child's upbringing. You know, man. But
Yeah.
anyway, trust me, look, me fortunate enough for grow because even though I not really get to grow up with my parents and fully, I get to grow up with strong personalities and solid people, right? Grandparents, aunts, uncle. I grew up with people, right? Not saying I not grow up with a few like um characters where you'd have
Or
said no
shady. Shady.
shady.
Yeah. Right. Right.
They could have said that shady. But for the most part, I grew up with righted people. I'm gonna turn out okay. For the most part, I'm gonna turn out okay.
You turned out better than okay. You
Right?
turned out better than okay.
But a lot of people can't share that same sentiment. And it
That's
is
the
not
thing.
fair. It is not fair for a child because they did not ask to be here. They did not ask. We not go do anything and pick me forward. And some of them pick me, I want to say forward, some of them are forward. And the mother and the father never ready for get no youth. They never ready. Me know if you me just get my one youth with the year, you know. I mean in
Yeah.
my 30s, early 30s, right? I mean, a youth with like them 18 or 19, 20, them get them you, them first you. One
Right.
18, 19, 20. The only way you are accomplished at that age is if you're born with gold spoon in your mouth.
Correct.
That's the only way. Other than that, as a male and you are at that age, you're not reach nowhere in your life if you can sustain yourself, much less if you can sustain yourself, your woman, and your people. So, in other words, yeah, invest in a poverty.
Yep.
And who feel it? The youth them were never asked to be here. The youth them feel it all the while. Dangerous
Yep.
thing with my people. And this is correct. Village and community. And sometimes you have to wear your community same way, but it still require a proper village because you sometimes you are not going to always be there. You're not going to always be there. Right? So in the absence of you, somebody who is level headed, I gonna need to be there, I gonna need to step in. Well, you see, because certain things too in our society, we we not allow certain people or we not allow others to correct with children because we see our cases where pitney they are school and I behave the most way and a teacher is the most respected profession in other world. It should be respected, right? Because
Hmm.
them for them job is to mold the next generation. That is a critical function in a society. But anyway,
Right. Right.
so the teacher them now, I teach the bad pitney them. We are come from them bad household and them a behave one certain way in a school and then discipline them and then you have the big bad wolf, which is the mother or the father them. I go up to school, figure PH teacher because
Yep.
teacher pitney. That them a do
Yep.
in front of enough of them youth. Teacher lick me pitney. Them never ask what make teacher lick the pitney now. No question asked. No. So then nobody enough lick my pitney. The big pitney them, with the look of pitney now. Oh, nobody enough lick my pitney.
Meanwhile, your kid is a terrorist,
Meanwhile,
bully, terrorizing the school, and then here comes the bullying parent that they learned all of those attributes from. coming in to come and encourage more bullying. So that's what the situation is, right? Like I totally get that. I totally get that. I was always the kid that stood up against bullying. That's probably why even now things are the way that they are. The problem is people lack the ability for self-reflection and to be real. And if you are if you are hi Yoli, if you are a real person, you're gonna take the facts and the information and find out what's happening. So if your parents are the ones that's gonna say, yo, the teacher said that you can't read, one parent is going to go and get a tutor and the other parent is going to go and bully the teacher. But at 18, which one of them kids do you think is going to be able to read?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just what's happening. We've become a society that lacks the ability to face reality, and we look at reality as negativity or toxicity when reality is reality.
Crazy
And if you
situation.
and if you can't self-reflect, and if you can't you know think about, like, this is why even with me and you, like, enough times when things happen I was like, Rambo, is it me? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is it my tone? Did I say, like, how come this is going on, right? Because
Mhm.
I will always check myself first. The first person I'm going to check is me.
Yeah, and really and truly, we're supposed to do that. It calls self-reflection,
Yeah.
right? You will look yourself in the mirror. Let's ask the question: am I doing the right thing here? Let's ask the
Yeah.
question: am I doing the right thing? Because there's no way we're gonna always be right, right?
Correct.
So check yourself: are we doing the right thing here? Enough people now that.
No, but they weren't taught. Self-reflection is taught. That's the thing, right? So
Mhm.
when all that happens is you wake up in the morning, you go outside, you throw some rocks at the mango tree, you come inside and get food, you go back outside, you're by a rum shop, you're listening to drunken men talk about women. Where's the learning? Where's all You're not getting anything. You're just literally existing. You're just literally existing. So then now you're not being taught anything.
Which is right because you see all this and how righteous rage I said. Like enough of them big pitney, where end up get pitney. Them not have them as something instill in them. Them not have them a kind of brought up see in them. So how them a go partake that upon upon them children. How them a go left upon them children. How them a go do that. Them don't know it themselves.
Yeah.
Them don't know it themselves. So I mean, so like is a investment in a poverty because I don't know if some of them merely understand, because the music we listen to, tell we say, oh boy, if we go out, they go get pitney, tell we, oh, if we mind them, you just tell we, oh, if we go out, they go get youth. And if we not know youth by XYZ age, we are gelding. Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
see,
if we, mm-hmm,
Jamaica has a very rich culture that the world loves. Like, they love the Jamaican jerk chicken. They love Jamaican music. They love, like, things like that. They love. But Jamaica has probably one of the most toxic social dynamics on the planet. Whereas it's just really toxic, and it's like really backwards, and some of the things that are supported and encouraged, and like, it's just unfortunate. So when Elephant Man comes and talks about, oh, I have 32 children and this and that and whatever, people are like cheering that on, right? When people should be looking at that and be like, you have 30 something children, I know you are not a parent to all of those kids.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's not good. Like, if you had 32 children from one woman, that's one thing. But I know you have all these kids all over the place, but
mm-hmm.
that's celebrated.
Celebrated. Yeah, because man fi have enough girl and man fi have enough pitney. Yeah.
Right.
That are some slave master there sitting.
Yeah,
That are
no
some
one's
backra
saying
there sitting. That
you
all the
can't
time
take
you
care of
gonna
them
find one
kids.
man have 30 a pitney and I know with one person. From backra yeah. When them really just take the biggest and strongest slave and just carry me in one place and say, all right, you need to breed this one and this one and this one because I need more like you to come work
Right.
plantation. That's where it stem from. Enough people don't know this.
Yeah. So the toxicity, you're 25 and you're being called a gelding. You're not being looked at to say, hey, this is somebody that is actually paying attention to birth control and making the righteous decision in his mind to say, I don't want to just have a child with every and anybody. I want to have a child with the right woman. I want my child to have a strong mother. I like that's the right thing. But in society, like in a society like in Jamaica, it's like literally everything that's right is wrong and everything that's wrong is right.
Mm-hmm. Look on this, you know, right? Growing up, Vibes Cartel and artists. The
Right.
obvious reasons, right? See Cartel bleach out and put on tattoo and him say, girl, him love a bleach out face, cake soap, way. I will run with it, run with it. I'm saying enough of them youth here. I do the same thing. I say enough youth were younger than me and somewhat in my age group do the same thing. They go bleach out like Cartel and then go tattoo. Right? As me say again, them time there. I'm not saying me not rate Cartel to an extent now, but Cartel could have never get me for bleach out myself and put on no tattoo. Cause to this day, I never bleach and me don't have not even one tattoo. Not even
Here,
one.
here's the thing about Cartel that a lot of people need to understand. Cartel is an artist that makes music. Not everything he does is to be worshipped. Not everything that he says is going to be accurate, right?
This is right.
So this is where parenting comes in again, right? You can have a favorite artist, but you know, like when I was a kid, I used to absolutely love Bobby Brown. And then obviously when conversations started to come out around Bobby Brown, doing drugs and stuff like that, like my father explained to me what was happening. He's
Mm,
saying like, you're allowed to listen to his music, but you're not allowed to follow his lifestyle. Like
mm,
you're not allowed to do drugs. You can't do cocaine. You're not like so that's the thing. Like people are not able to disconnect a DJ Palmer from Vibes Cartel. I like Cartel as an artist. I think Cartel is extremely talented, but as a man, I have a lot of questions,
mm,
a
mm,
lot, and a lot of concerns. And if
mm,
my kid wanted Cartel to be their role model, I would be very concerned,
mm, mm, mm,
right? But if my child wanted to do music and sound like Cartel, I wouldn't be that worried. But if my child wanted to mimic Cartel, I would be very concerned.
and you should be. Rightfully you should be. Rightfully you
Like,
should
'cause-
be.
yeah,
Because
no,
see,
yeah,
see,
no.
see, see Cartel make enough of this a generation I believe the boy them need for bleach out and then if tattoo and then him fall out of jail and him a black a cartel again and him say boy him say what him say him never did like how him look this is why him do it and me when enough people are like me I like duh
But that's what
I
I'm
like
saying.
duh
With this is what we're saying. You have to hate yourself to take up something, ingest something to change your skin. Like this is self hatred. We know that. We knew that. We was getting fought against when we said that. We were like, Cartel hates himself. Yo, man, him rich and yo. We don't care. He could got $1 billion. That doesn't mean he loves himself. That's self hatred. right? So even for me, when Buju Banton sang about Browning, I came home and that was a very big conversation in my house. And it was just like, listen to me. Anybody that's talking to you about your complexion is an enslaved jackass. And like, so my father was like, that's what I'm saying. He was there every step of the way. He's
Yeah,
like,
man.
what are they talking about? You're going to be black. You're a black girl, woman. Your parents are black. You have
Mhm.
two black parents. You go be black. What it mean? Don't listen to them. So now, as a blogger, when I see a lot of Jamaicans coming to me, Lord, you're black,
Mhm.
black girl, and it's like black girl is not a disrespect in my culture. Maybe yours, but not mine.
Yeah, because
But
another
that
culture, it used to be, I think, when I grew up here, yeah, you're black, yeah. There's no way nobody can say that to me and that offend me. There's no way. I take no offense. Because I
so
simply look upon the person and say, boy, the kekla call the pot black? Really?
exact. So this is what I'm saying. Again, reinforcement at home, self love. I have zero problem with my complexion. So anybody coming and tagging me the bleaching products on Instagram, which is what they do all the time, they tag me to these bleaching products and they're like, that girl Blackie, she for go and go cool off and this, that, and whatever. I just be like, you don't even know how ignorant you are. And you don't even know I'm the wrong person you gotta be talking to about complexion. You're not gonna run game on me. I ain't falling for that. But again, that's the thing when you have a society full of people that have no leadership at home, nobody to say to them, hey, that's nonsense what he's singing about. He's singing, don't listen to him, he's singing foolishness. You're gonna have a society like that. So when Cartel is saying, I'm not raising your child, he's right.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Cartel's children aren't from Kalalubed and Tivoli or whatever. Cartel's children are from uptown. They're called Uptown Gaza.
Yep. Yep.
Cartel kids don't know who Tasha Miller is. They ain't steppers. They don't walk with a Glock.
Nope. Nope. They don't.
So
But
he
but
he
you only are from Minnesota. You only you're from which country? Because you couldn't be from Jamaica. You know with this you couldn't be from Jamaica. 'Cause you must hear this like all heap of time.
I
This
think
this
Yoli's
girl.
Trini, she might say. But yeah, no, like it's insane. Like Cartel's children, Cartel is protecting his own children. Cartel's
Yep.
daughter is a straight A student. He's over there
Yep.
bragging about what school. He's talking about how educated they are and how well his children are doing. He ain't worried. He ain't worried about your kids. His kids is doing good,
I do extremely well, and that is
going
what
to
a parent's
great
supposed to do.
schools, highly educated, doing exceptionally well.
Hmm.
And you talking about loyalty to the Gaza? Okay. He's not even loyal. He's not even loyal to what he's saying.
Can you imagine? Like me listen to mute them in an interview, right? Listen and speak. And me I say, boy, Carter supposed to proud of them two youth at the road because them a man forward and like them is a stark contrast to what you would have think. Stark contrast. Man, them not operate like no corner boy. Even though you see them like them Avan and tattoo. The man them don't operate like that.
Nope.
Man them can articulate themselves in our interview.
Yeah, cartel's children are tucked away in in some posh society, going to a great school, and they're not in the streets. They're not steppers. They not walking with no with the Glock on the hip. So Cartel's not being loyal to what he's singing about to his own kids. His kids can't follow in his footsteps.
Can't.
But then now you have all these men arguing about, the streets, what the streets. I say, cartel kids aren't in the streets.
Nope. They aren't and they never will be. They never
Cartel
will.
kids, cartel's kids are tucked away and protected.
And that is what a parent should do. Parents
Simple.
should do that.
So while men are in the street, when I heard the other day, Foot a hype hand broke. Well, I had heard that for before and stuff. Cartel hand never broke over Gully and Gaza.
Mm-mm. That damn thing never happened to them.
You understand what I mean? But for the hype hand getting broke up over Gully and Gaza, you
Mm-hmm.
you niggas could be the ones that's lost. They not lost. They
Yeah,
misleading you, but they know which way is home and they know what to do and they know what's right from wrong. And they saying what they gotta say to make ends meet. You're the one out in the streets getting your hand broke and doing nonsense behind them. They ain't gonna get their hand broke behind you.
I tell them, man, like, I am very happy with how I was raised, and it contributes to how I walk this earth right now. Right? It contributes to that, and all that I gotta do is make me bring my son in a such a way. So my son now, God, if him reach that age, God permit and him reach that age, right? Him reach on my age. God bless him and him reach my age. Him supposed to be 2 times ahead of me. Like where me there in my stage of my life right now, him reach my age. In the future, him supposed to be way ahead of where me there right now. You're supposed to be a lot more accomplished because that's the way you do, when you raise your children, your children supposed to come and take up where you left off and carry it to another level. That's what your
Yeah.
children are supposed to do, right? And how you do that, you have to prepare them for that. When a parent supposed to prepare their child for your eventual departure, meaning when you are not around, them supposed to can fend for themselves, them supposed to can operate on their own, them supposed to can get business done without your presence. That is what you're supposed to raise your children to operate.
I'll give you a joke. So when I was growing up, I'd always be like, Dad, am I smarter than you? My dad would always be like, my brain will leave laps around your brain. I say, what do you mean? He's like, my brain is like Usain Bolt to your brain. Okay? I will always be 1,000 times smarter than you. Da, 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 da. So anyhow, all the time we argue about he's smarter than me. Dad, you think I'm smarter than you? He's like, girl, you would never catch me. Never, never catch me. When now he was in the hospital, the doctors are telling you talk to him and see where he is and how he doing and whatever. So I said to him a day, I say, Dad, you think I'm smarter than you? And he said to me, you've been smarter than me for a very long time. But if I did tell you that, you wouldn't keep pushing and you wouldn't be a blogger and you wouldn't be out here educating people if I didn't make you feel like you were too smart from too early. He said, you've been smart from ever since. But if I didn't make you feel like you're smarter than me, you wouldn't keep pushing. But because I keep telling you I'm smarter than you, you keep pushing to learn certain things. He's like, look there, you never like politics, but you went and start learn about certain things because you realize that you can't have debates with me. And I'm like, look at this man. This man literally hustled me into learning about politics.
Mm-hmm.
But he would always say, I smart. How you could be smarter than me? You? Your brain can't. My brain is like you, same boat to you. Well, you're mad? And so to see him on his deathbed turn around and say, you've always been smart. But if I didn't make you feel like you're smarter than me, you wouldn't keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
So again, even in my 30s and 40s, my parents still parenting.
And supposed to. You see, knowledge is key, Knowledge is key. You know what them say, boy? You're meant to make mistakes so you can learn off of them.
Yeah.
Really and truly, you're supposed to see other people's mistakes and learn for them so you don't make the same mistake. That's what you're supposed to do. Because think about it, that mistake can be fatal, that mistake can be the difference between you being a successful person for the rest of your life, or you lock up in a jail for the rest of your life. One mistake can do that.
Yeah.
So in actuality, you're supposed to learn from other people's mistakes so you don't make them. So that's the way your father did that. Your father basically, that's what I'm saying. Your father did a prepare you for
Yeah.
his eventual departure,
Correct.
right? Because will not going to always be there. There will come a time that is the only thing that is certain in life, and that is that there will come a time when your parents who you grew up with, them not gonna be around, and that is just life. From when I about 8 or 10, my mother passed away. Right, so I grew up for the rest of my life without my mother. Now, so I never have people in my life where did I play that role, right?
Right,
But
right, right.
my actual mother, when I get to grow up with her. My father now, when me in my 20s, my 20 something, around 20, 25 or between 25, that's so dear about, right? My father passed away, right? And me kind of, me never really get to grow up with him like that. Me grew up, because shortly after my mother passed away, my father did migrate, right? So me never get
Mm-hmm.
to kind of grow up with my parents and like that, right? Me turn out okay, right? But me never get to grow up with my parents like that,
Right.
right? And I would like my life could have been very different, right? Could have been very different. Because imagine, me know enough people, where them lose one parent, and that is like them break them all of them meds mash up,
Yeah.
and one parent them lose, Me not get fi have that bond there, how some people have that bond there with them parents, Me never really get to do that, And then get to grieve my parents them properly, Right? Me never get to do like me never get to do certain things like for like what my father do for me. Me never get to like him reach one stage and all and can't get to take care of himself like that, and I'm me responsible for it. Me never get for that for not even that me get for do.
Wow.
Right? Not even that me get for do. And me have to move on. When my father drop out, me never really like me prepared in a sense where like me I take care of myself like a good while now, like couple years now, right? But me never
Mm-hmm.
prepared in a sense where me stable and me accomplished, and you understand, me never reached there so yet, right? But with whatever upbringing me get, me just have to carry on, and me have to make myself better, right?
Understood.
And this are the end result now. And like I said, enough people where if me tell them, like if them hear all of this I feed them life that, them crash out. Them crash
Yeah.
out. Because but if me ever go into detail and tell you the circumstance how my father passed away, you cry.
Yeah.
You cry. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
me can't do that. Worst me have all this come on, me can't do that.
Yeah.
After I put the shoulder to the wheel, I have to make it, because I guess I have this man, and then I have my niece and nephew to where me I like God to them.
I
Me
could
I like
imagine.
me I like God to them. Them my niece and my nephew. And me I do what me I do for my sake, yes, but for make sure say me did it in a for them life until them reach adulthood. Them need to learn from my example in a some way, shape, or form.
Right, right.
Right? But at that a parent supposed to do that. If the parents know, right, did operate like how I believe a parent should, 90% of the problems we have in a society we won't have them.
Exactly.
Now, so the society would have
Exactly.
perfect. Now, I say would have perfect because there's a, no perfection now, right? But a lot of the issues that we have, we wouldn't have them. We wouldn't hate ourselves like, oh, let's see, like enough of we just hate ourselves. We wouldn't hate ourselves like that, right? We wouldn't accept certain things where certain man say in their music. We wouldn't accept it. We wouldn't accept this dance culture where Muslim man I say boy rare and we wouldn't accept them as something there. We wouldn't accept cartel attack about bleaching and all them the kind of something there. But I get a bashing.
You see,
Certain
though,
person
I'll
wouldn't
tell
accept it.
you the problem. I know in Jamaica, every country has its struggles with certain things. I know in Jamaica, there was a deliberate dumbing down of society that was done by the system and the government, and that was um, to control the people of Jamaica for votes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
Mhm.
for Jamaicans back in the day, Jamaicans were more okay. There were less Jamaicans that were educated, but they were more highly educated, the ones that actually did get an education, right?
Yeah.
More kids are going to school now in Jamaica, but what's happened is it's a facade. Like when you look at the average years for schooling for the average Jamaican, they go to school for 11.7 years. But
Hmm.
when they equate those years out, it works out to 7.2 years of schooling
Hmm.
from grade 1, right? Like so basically the average person graduating high school in Jamaica walks out with 7.2 years of education, even though they have gone to school for 11.7 years,
Yeah.
right? So at 17, when you're done, you're navigating at the age of a 12, 13-year old. So that's why,
Definitely.
right? So even though there's more access to schools for Jamaicans, the education is not as strong as it used to be. And this is deliberate. This is deliberate so that the leaders of Jamaica can stay in control. And what they've also done is they've taken away Jamaicans' desire to be analytical, to investigate, to find out information about Jamaica historically and the Caribbean region, because they want Jamaicans to feel like Jamaica is absolutely the number one country on the planet, and that they're doing exceptionally well. So that this is actually like studies that have been done to show the brainwashing that's been going on in Jamaica, where they are of belief that they're the number one country in the world. Everybody's jealous of them. This is systemic. This is being taught systemically. So that's why the youths nowadays are like, oh, dunce this, dunce that. That was designed by the system. That was designed totally by the leaders of Jamaica.
And it's evident, it's evident. But unfortunately, me could have never support it. Me could have never support that agenda when Mr. push. Because me know better. Problem
Yeah.
is, you have many people who are my age, who could be younger than me, who don't know better.
And they don't want to know better. They
And them
feel
don't.
like information, for some reason, I don't know. That's the emotional part I don't understand. But it's like, like prime example, Adriana Young was the young girl that was murdered, well, found drowned. They claim that she drowned in Guyana, right? Chantel Crump was found murdered in Antigua. And like, that was like a worldwide support. The world got involved, etc. Do you notice that you don't see the world getting involved in like murdered children and things that happen to children in Jamaica? I don't know if you've ever really noticed that. You don't see the world being supportive of it at all.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And it's because socially Jamaicans will, a lot of them will turn against the people that are trying to support that situation. So when they're like, "Oh my God, whoever did this to Adriana Young needs to be killed," da 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 da, blah blah blah, for
Mm.
whatever reason, a lot of the times, a lot of Jamaicans, if they were to say whoever did this is evil and da 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 da, is defense mode. Oh, murders happen all over the world, and
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
try to make it seem like Jamaican people are the worst people on the planet, and
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's like they will defend the crime. They
Like
will
for no
defend
reason.
it.
For no reason at all. Yeah.
And it's just the programming. It's programming. But you see past the programming. I don't know how I don't know how or why you were able to do that, but you see around that. Maybe you're exposed to a variety of different cultures, but you see around that. Like you see it clearly. Natty, what's up, sweetheart?
Look, you see, as me saying, I am one of the fortunate few who did actually grow up with brought up. So I grew up with young person, right? And I grew up with elderly person who them I did 3 4 times my age, right? I'm grow up with them, I sit down with them, I have conversation with them, I level with them. You understand? Them teach me. Like when we did, for instance, when we did I feel like spend summers with my grandparents and thing, right? Every Sunday, like Sunday evening, basically church people will have come in and a big Sunday dinner, right? I mean, when we
Yeah,
said big Sunday dinner at the table, everybody sit down around the table, everybody eat with knife and fork, and we pass round the meat. We say with grace, we pass round the meal, right, until everybody have what them feel like eating, and then everybody start eat, and then the conversations them right round the table, right? And you as a child, you speak when spoken to in those moments,
right.
right? You're not really getting it because they might have sometimes grown people conversation, but you dare not interject and add no, you're a child, right? If you're a smirk, that is fact, but you do not interject in that. Like them there's something when me learn them there's something there, and somebody like them never did have to tell me that. Like from me just hear them and me hear them and say what them I say. Like me not want have no part in it, cause me not want nobody say me I get bright and me I get, you understand? But them there's something there,
Right.
like them there's something me learn how to eat with knife and fork. There's something me learn how table settings and table manners go, like them the kind of setting that me learn it from them the stage, right? But
Mm-hmm.
people not learn them that's up there. And in them the time they too, when I come down, me as a town youth, I come to country. I'm responsible for my grandmother animal them. Me I raise our chicken them basically. And not say nobody else in the yard, because other people in the yard, right? But what that tells, all right, everybody in the house have a role for play. This is my responsibility. Me supposed to raise the chicken them. Raise the chicken them. Me me go tie out goat and all of them something there, right? Responsibility.
Right.
Responsibility. All of them something. All of them teachings, life lessons. Where you learn
Yep.
this, where you're supposed to operate. You learn. So, all right. When at this some learn. So, all right. When you're visiting somebody's home, you don't sit unless that person offer you a seat. You stand up.
Right.
You don't walk into somebody's house with your shoes and you take off your shoes and you leave it outside. There's something there, all of them is something there. I learn from my upbringing with elderly persons. But like I said, enough people
Teachings.
just them do have the privilege to have them the kind of upbringing there. And it's sad.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Like I said, like I grew up, my dad be like, "Don't talk like you have water in your mouth. Don't go and have no conversations with nobody, and you don't know the topic and
No?
certain things." So it's like I came from, I guess, a line of people who are like very very proud of in being intelligent and being seen as intelligent. And my father always tell me the quickest way to be seen as a fool is to go jump in conversations that you don't know nothing about. So I would always stay back and not get involved in certain conversations that I don't know anything about. But like, to me, nowadays, I think a lot of the time the goal for people is to get in conversations they don't know nothing about. Like today, I was rolling over, couldn't believe what I was hearing on a live. I'm not gonna say the person's live that was going on, but they were talking about cartel being in Costa Rica, and they were saying how, oh, you know, the Costa Rica people, they can't speak English, but cartel, you know, they want cartel are the first English speaking person to go over there, and they beg, and I'm like, what are you
You
talking
don't
about?
say.
Cartel's the first English speaking. What are you talking about?
Don't
Costa
say.
Rica. Costa Rica is a Caribbean nation. Every single Caribbean island except for Jamaica, right, plays reggae, dancehall, soca, calypso. That's the cultural music of the region. It's
Mhm.
just that in Jamaica, soca and calypso weren't really big music in Jamaica. Jamaica kind of gravitated more to hip hop and American music. But in every
Yeah.
single country, right? If you go to Cuba right now and you play Family by Skinny Fabulous Marshall and Bungie Garland, they know every word to it. It's not cartel. It's our whole culture. Like it's not him alone. And
Mhm.
listening to these people saying, "Yeah, man, cartel, you know, he's the first." I'm like, no, he's not. And it's so weird to me. Like, where are you getting this information from? You're making this up.
The problem is a lot of them people here attribute a lot of first to cartel, where really and truly the only way it would have been the first is if the music did start when he come out of jail. That's the only way it would have been the first. Because me see them attribute a whole heap of first to cartel, where me almost sure say somebody like a Shabba Ranks just saying do it already. Somebody like a Beanie Man, do it already. Bounty Killer probably do it already. Sean Paul, Shaggy, them probably do it already, right? But
Right.
because it wasn't documented then, because what the conversations happening now weren't really happening then, it would have come like say, I'm the first person to do it.
It is documented. It's just that the where it is documented, these people are not looking, so they're not going to
Right.
see. Like Marshall sold out Madison Square Gardens in 2011 on 2 nights back to back by himself. He was the promoter in 2011. He did Barclays in 2022 by himself as the promoter. So when it's like Cartel did this and Cartel did, they're like, no, Mashal did this 15 years ago. You're late. What are
Yeah,
you talking about?
but but you have to understand, says enough of them people, them not really look on Marshall like that. So hence we have them kind of one track minded conversations that with them, right? But a lot of this, as we said, and I say in the documentary, because a lot of this we want to talk about is a Google search away from getting the answers we need,
Yeah.
right? So, but you see, people not really like well, or people not really like to do research, you know. We like to
And
hear
I,
a thing
I
and it's so nice to it, and we run up and down with it.
and I just told you it's because of the systemic. It's systemic. It's like take away, do not research, go with what we tell you. We're saying to you this. This is
Mhm.
what we want you to believe. So like that desire to be accurate and to find out the truth, the system in Jamaica has taken that away. It's taking that away from Jamaicans. It's taking that desire to actually find out this information, on your own. It's like this system is telling you we're telling you this, so this is what's happening. So that's why they won't research it. The average person is gonna go and click Google. In Jamaica, it's like no. because you don't want to go against the group, you don't want to go against the tribe, you don't want to go against the cult. So you're gonna just be like, yeah, man, Cartel are the first person to do this, and no, he's not. He's not. Then when you try to educate them and say, no, this happened before, this person did this before. Yeah, hater, yeah, bad mind. You hate Jamaican people, and then it was like, no, this is just the fact. Here are the facts. Here are the facts.
And to add to this, the reason why the US are the same in Raja Hines is because Western culture is becoming like a thing. Like every country in like the Western hemisphere,
Yeah.
like them are try to make the whole of them have like the same unified culture. All of them, no matter what the language barrier and everything, like the culture have like them are try to make it be the same right across the board.
in
Sad
the
but
western
it
in the
is.
west, what we are battling Jewish supremacy in the west, right? So
Mhm.
what's happened is we have been basically programmed to believe that Israel is this victim of all of these crimes and the Holocaust, and you're not allowed to speak on it, you'll lose your job, kind of a thing. And what has happened is we've become a people that are like, okay, we didn't know what was going on in Palestine, not because we didn't research, but because the information just was never even there. We didn't know that Palestinian people have been living in the Gaza, in this small area, until Hamas attacked Israel in 2023, if when they had the Hamas attack, right? Like in on the music festival on, what was it, October the 7th. That's when we found out what was happening with Palestine. We did not know that in Palestine these people are living as prisoners. We didn't know that.
No, we never
We
know that was it.
Because we've never had that show on television here in Canada. We've never had any of that information. We didn't know that in 1948, the United Nations took half of Palestine away and gave it to Israel. We didn't know this. Like, so it was like,
Scuba, big up.
literally, Scuba, Scuba messaged you the other day, So we didn't know that this is what was happening in Palestine until Hamas attacked attacked Israel. So everybody was like, well, how could Hamas do this and how could Hamas do that? And then you even seen LeBron James and Floyd Mayweather and everybody coming under like, we stand with Israel. And then it was like, wait a minute, how are you standing with Israel? We're black people. We got to stand with Palestine. You know what I mean? And it was like, this is when we found out what's been going on. I've heard about Palestine. I've heard about the Gaza. I've heard about all these things my entire life. We
Mhm.
did not know the extent of what was happening in Palestine until Hamas attacked Israel in October 7th, 2023. And that's because we don't get that information on our television. We never ever got that in our news. We never heard nothing. We know that Palestinian people and Middle East people are fighting, but we never knew what they were fighting over. We didn't
Yeah.
know what happened. We didn't we've never known what has happened. And that's because outside of Israel, North America has more Jewish people than Israel. North America is number one and Israel is number two.
Hmm. Hmm. I want to tell you see, all of that is by design because I just like how when the invasion of Iraq happened, the invasion of Iraq happened, and we are here about weapons of mass destruction. That's all they are hearing because guess what? Never saw them control the media, so anything they want to show about in terms of propaganda, them just shoot
Yep.
it out and like it just circulate. So all you hear about is weapons of mass destruction, right? But then again, we see images, stuff burning, right?
Yep.
In a Iraq there, where I say yo, but how I go on so a little bit down the line now, we get to understand the real deal. Say the man them want to run in at the man them place for
Yep.
control the aisle, and the man them say yo, them if we can't have it, uno can't have it, so we are gonna burn it down. We are gonna
Yeah.
light your fire so Uno can't get it neither too.
Yep.
And this is after the fact, after much people dead, after the mass murdering and the atrocities were happening down there. It's
Yep.
after the fact. And
We
I just
found
see
out after.
and I see like they mess up me repeat all over. They mess up me repeat all over, and I like the same thing just happen over and over. Because the man control the media and the man
Yep.
control the information where go out in the world. Them control all of that and them centralize it.
Yep. We
So
all go through it. We all go through it.
them only want you fear say what them want you fear say.
Yeah.
So them want you to regurgitate the same nonsense. So like them just want you to say this is what we want you to say. So eventually it becomes true. Eventually it becomes true. And a rubbish. But because we are
So
here so much time, we are like, no, sir, there is no way this can't be untrue. I must say it go. We are here so much time.
so now you see why I'm public enemy number one for a lot of Jamaicans, right? A lot of Jamaicans despise me because I report facts. I don't report narratives, right? And when I bring the fact, they don't, it's like they do not like it. It's like they cannot stand fact and they want to kill me over it. Like it's like they literally want to. It was like the other day when we were doing the passports, the top 10 passports in the Caribbean. So Jamaica's not in the top 10, right? And the people that are cussing me out, they say, no, man, we just hear upon the news CVM, I trust CVM over Babsy, because CVM just said that Jamaica moved up 5 passport points on Babsy. I tell a lie upon we, on shall try drag we down. And I said, yeah, you did move up 5 passport points, but the Caribbean nations are in the 20s in the world. Like they have the 20th, 21st strongest passport in the world. Jamaica's in the 50s. You were in the 60s. You were like 63 and then you jumped to like 58.
Yeah.
So how they presented the news to you was, oh, you guys moved up 5 points, but they didn't give you the holistic view of where the region is. And that's why I'm always in a battle, because I give a holistic view of the region. And then they're like, lie, tell. No, man, I just read sick. Jamaican passport stronger than it was. No, 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 no. It is stronger, 5 points, but it's not stronger than the other nations in the Caribbean. And then that's why they'll say, lie, tell, try drag down with country. Like, no, this is the Handley Index. It's right here.
Can you imagine we in a few little bubble I try to fight this thing when you have a country like Cayman, just for argument's sake. Cayman.
Yeah.
Anything our passport I got stronger than a Cayman passport. Hmm? Cayman, where if me not correct, them still have some form of British flag in them background and feed them flag when them say them flag. Them
If
supposed to still have it.
if I could do one thing for Jamaica, I would get every Jamaican person to know the history of Jamaica, know the history of the music, and know the history of the region, so that my life could be so much easier. If
For
that was
sure.
the case, we never have a referendum in Jamaica. Yo, lie, yes, you had a referendum in Jamaica. What she a talk about? She don't know what she a talk about. I idiot girl, yo, me hate her. Yo. And I'm like, you had a referendum. It was to vote on the West Indies Federation. Yes, you did. Me live and born in Jamaica, and me know for a fact. And it's like, yeah, because the referendum happened before you were born.
Mm-hmm.
It was in 1961.
And they're not even me born. Can you imagine?
But you know what I'm saying? So like, when now I guess maybe I get looked at as the enemy because I'm not a Jamaican. But anytime I'll be like, no. When the Jamaican pound got converted in 1969 to the Jamaican dollar, this and that, and whatever, people are like, no, listen to Babsy. Just let Babsy do this Caribbean thing. She owned this, and it'd be like, lie, she tell, and it's like, just Google it. Go and find out what when the British pound, the Jamaican pound converted to the Jamaican dollar. It was 1969 September. It was $2.40 as the pound, and then it converted to $1.20 US when it became the Jamaican dollar. It was stronger than the Jamaican dollar, than the US dollar at one point. This is a fact. Yo should chat
Yeah.
too much, man. You know, so it's like bruh. The desire for the facts and the information and knowledge is very important for progression.
Yeah, because you see, enough people just refuse to look and know these things, you know, because there's and that is why we get caught up in this thing, you know, with all of this feminine men and masculine women in a society. You understand? Because you see, me living out here, when you're looking at enough place too, when you're looking at enough like business place, and this is why some people we have it all confused, right? So I'm gonna speak a little bit on this. We're not looking at enough business place, right? The supervisor them, the management them, mostly women, right? In the business place them. I'm not
Right,
talk about the owner them, you know. I'm not talk about the board of directors them, you know, right? But the majority of the leaders within like the stores and so on, the branches, so on and so forth, mostly women,
right.
right? And that not for them fault. That is not for them fault, right? It's not for them fault. Say the woman them appear to be a lot more ambitious than the man them. It's not for them fault, right? But it is what it is. It's a facts. This is just a facts. What
There's also
causes?
what caused it though, one of the main factors that has caused that is the lack of sexual discipline that men have a lot of the times when they're in positions of power. So when you see like a guy like Shannon Sharp having to go pay $23 million to somebody because of lack of sexual discipline, this is why women don't get sued for $23 million because they raped somebody or they sexually assaulted somebody, right? It's just a lack of discipline that a lot of the times males have, some males, not all, where they are exploiting and taking advantage of the situation and the power that they have. They're you know, you're in the White House and you're Bill Clinton and you have Monica Lewinsky doing stuff to you that she shouldn't be, right? Like, so it's like women have been being put in positions of power more so because women have more discipline when it comes to some of those types of vices. Like women are crackheads, but nowhere near the same as men. Women gamble, but nowhere near the same as men. Women don't like have as much man as a lot of times men have as much women. So this is why you're seeing women in more leadership roles, because just the lack of discipline that a lot of men have has caused a shift in the gender roles for management.
Sad but true. Because guess what? As a man, you know, I'm gonna learn this, right? Discipline as a man. Same thing with them say militancy. As a man, supposed to be militant. Yeah, man supposed to be militant. A man supposed to operate in such a way where you see if certain things are called into question with your character, somebody can rubbish that like right away. A man supposed to operate in a way where if him say something, that is banned. You ever hear them say word is banned? A
Yeah,
man's word is his bond. If a man cannot be taken seriously by his words when a come out of his mouth, you as a man, you have problems. You have
yeah,
problems.
but if you are in a society where you don't have to be held you don't have to be held accountable for not having your word be bond, then why should your word be bond, right? Like if you come from a society
What's not
that
true, sir? Hold on. Supreme.
Supreme.
What's supreme GPs? What's not true, sir? Tell us now. But continue, Babsy.
Yeah, if you come from a society where your word is not important, right? Or it's not important for you to be high
But
with
nobody never said,
integrity.
hold on, nobody never said that, Supreme. Nobody never said that enough. Said that never happened on the woman's side. It happened on the woman's side. Nobody never said that. Well, you continue.
Yeah, no, women just have more discipline. Yeah, like, you know, I don't even remember what I was saying though. What was I saying?
But I'm sure.
I was
Try find a train of thought.
I was reading the comment there. Somebody can tell me what I was saying. Can scroll back and read back and tell me what I was saying.
I've got type in the chat. But Supreme, we're not speaking of absolutes, my friend. We're not say,
No,
boy, all of the man them are all of the
no.
woman. We're not speaking of absolutes, my friend. So if you're not here, we say, boy, some of them, trust me, we're not speaking in absolutes.
We're saying in comparison of the two groups, men lack discipline more than women. We're not saying that every single man lacks discipline, and we're not saying every single woman has discipline, but comparatively, women have more discipline than men on average. Oh, I was saying accountability for your words. So if you don't have to be accountable for the things that you say, or you don't have to be accountable for, certain situations that you find yourself in, then the morality and the integrity can come down and move down, right? We talk about this all the time. Like, bring up Lizard right now to about cartel and watch what happens to you. You'll be sentenced. You'll be sentenced to death.
Problems.
You can't bring up Lizard. How dare you bring up Lizard?
Them a man I go Senegal gulag. In
Right?
gulag you're stuck in.
So it's like defense of, oh no, he's taking dance hall, and but yeah, but what about Lizard's family? Like, are we not allowed to like ask about them? No.
Nope, you're not. We are not allowed to ask. That is a forbidden question. Next question, please.
Yep. You're bad mind if you bring it up, you tear down, you hold down, so think about it. If you can't even bring up the murder of somebody, where where's society gonna be at?
But the same breath, the people them where I say we're not supposed to talk about that. I go say we're supposed to talk about where the guy there where in the case with the um influencer, the Maitland. Um
Yeah,
when
Donnelly Donaldson.
yeah, we you can't talk about him, but don't talk about that.
Right,
Don't talk about that. Them
right.
selective in a way where them want with a talk about and thing. Very selective. If we talk about the X6 man, and
Yeah,
low for that, if we talk about the X6 man.
yeah,
See, if we talk
yeah,
about Roger Clark when he lick down him and I find bike
yeah.
and him dead. If we talk about that. Not talk about cartel case. Cartel winning case and the argument done. Talk about that.
Yep.
But the 6 man winning case and the argument done. So what prolong it for? Like, pick a
I
struggle
think
here, man. Pick a struggle.
I think all of us as a people have to focus more on facts, have to focus more on humanity, have to focus more on reality, have to focus more on being able to accept reality. Like, I just think that those are the skills that as a people we're lacking tremendously. We have to focus more on being able to accept the truth, because we need to improve. And if we can't improve as a region, if we can't accept the truth about what's transpiring in society. So yeah, some of us are bad parents. We have to be able to come to grips with that. And
Yeah,
if we are bad parents, we need to get the skills to be a better parent.
Yes, we should. We absolutely need to, for the sake of like for the next generation, because
Yeah,
you see, really and truly, you see, some of that generation that we will see, you know, trust me, them really and true, them really and truly last. Some of them, but the youth them who not go through that whole process yet, where it's cementing at them psyche, them will have faith in it, right? Them we have faith enough to say yes. This can this there's hope, because we have this a set of generation that will not get entangled in the foolishness and can't think otherwise, right? Because remember say Bible say, you know, Lord, he call upon the young, you know, because them strong, you know. He never call upon no old man, call upon the young because I'm strong, right? So once we have that next generation, when get conditioned yet, then there is hope. But
yeah,
enough of them man where they are, so you know, them had thing as cement in them thought process, and it can't change. Yeah, we have got to do away with them as
yeah. We have
frequently
to
as
sit.
possible, but we have got to do away
We
with
have to sit these children down, and we have to teach the men how to basically provide. Like, let's show men, young boys, how to change a tire on a car. Let's show them how to be like, and let's show women how to cook. Like, let's show women how to iron. Like, let's show these kids basically how to get back into a feminine masculine dynamic.
it. I want to say, you know, you see all the simple thing that we are talking about for change tire. Enough man there road and don't even know how to do that. You know.
No,
Enough man there road and don't know how to do that.
no,
Enough man there road and have a car and don't even know how to change the oil on them car.
no. These are the things that,
Simple something that. When I talk about
right,
for fix the car engine, what talk about for just change the oil.
right. So when you lose your job, you can, you know how to do electrical work, you know how to do plumbing, you know how to do mason work, you know how to do carpentry, you know how to do,
All of that too.
right, like
All
you
of
need
that
to
too.
learn.
That just it get almost completely wiped out of training, because guess what? You see, back in the day, right? You used to have technical schools. So like a lot of them high school area, so like in a Jamaica too, them used to be technical high schools, right? Meaning them teach technical skills. So you couldn't go now that the school there and graduate and you know go through one of them technical skills, so like a plumbing, carpentry, metal work, electrical installation, you couldn't go through that school there and you know learn not even them the subject. Couldn't. Right? I know we don't know if we don't know if we have any more technical high school. I would assume we do, but them very few and far in between. And you have less and less schools where I really and truly I teach them the kind of subject there. Then we have teacher for days for teacher, principles of business, principles of accounts, and integrated science and physics and ray and te, and them can't teach you like one subject where as you graduate from school, you can go in another field and you can start earn right away. You don't need to go no university, even though university have a role to play, but
Right.
you don't need to. You can leave school for the how much years where you go to school for. You leave school and you can basically be self-employed right away. What if that gone?
Yeah, teach women how to make drapes. Teach women how to sew and use a sewing machine, so they know how to they know how to sew they make a dress for their daughter. They know how to make a suit for their son. These are skills that were important for for women, right? And they women can't do these things anymore. They don't know how to do this kind of stuff.
You
They
don't
can't
know.
cook, they
No,
can't sew, they can't do anything.
Babsy, when I go high school, I start high school by I think by 8 or 9 grade, I can do all the way out. I can cook, I can sew, I can you understand me I say?
Yeah,
I have an idea as a technical drawing. I have an idea of like metal work and so on and so forth. Even though like some of that did I like get phased out from the school because my school did a change from a technical high school to a high school, right? Because my school used to be a technical high school. Like it literally did have certain classrooms where that are the subject matter teach in that the classroom, the electrical installation, the metal work, carpentry. You understand? But me never my set never get fit do that. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? But then there's something I get phased out and
Yeah.
I tell you say, as a man, as a man, as a man, even if it is not your preferred um thing to do, but
Right.
just learn it to have it, just to have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because there's not you can't when you have a job where you just need your hand to do the work, you just need your hands. Like it's very hard for you be unemployed and not be able to earn when I just say you
Yeah.
just need your hand.
Yeah.
And that is what them vocabulary subject you do. Them the metal work, them the tradesman work, trade craft. You're supposed to learn a trade, especially as a man. You're supposed to learn a trade. Trade important. Right now, you have more man where do dialings than you have one mason or a carpenter
Yeah.
or a mechanic. Because guess
Yeah.
what? In a fashionably I know. Because guess what too? Guess what too? With enough of them and something too. This is what them teach you them. Yeah, do them the work, they are gonna nasty up a daytime, man. And man supposed to clean a day. That is a feminine thing.
Yep.
Man get up and clean every day. No, so it work, brethren. Man supposed to get up and work every day. Me grew up in a little time. I grew up as a youth and see my father get up early in the morning and go work and coming back late in the evening. That's how I grew up going to see. You understand?
Yep.
So the
Yep.
man we grew up and them not see that you know and dog have a clean dog. Have clean dog. Can't hold up your clothes dog. Have clean dog. Have outside man. You see man I take be a picture of themselves in them phone, them photogenic you fuck on feminine. Brother, Babs, me can count the amount of picture what I have in my phone of myself.
Oh, I
And my
know.
phone have whole heap of like picture. Me can count them like maybe one of me and or so. The amount of picture I
Oh,
have of myself. I'm gonna take picture
oh,
for purpose like that. I will me go a road like that. I'm gonna take picture like that.
I believe you.
May I tell you man like it changed man. The things them God almighty I don't even know what to say about them. Some of them man. Libra what go on?
Yeah, no, like even simple things like when you see these guys on the internet cussing out women and certain thing, like I never even heard my father use the term bitch. I've never seen my father cuss a woman. I've never seen my father like I never seen these kinds of things. Like I've never seen well, my dad was an alpha male. And not only was he alpha, but he was like the leader of the pack alpha.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just very confident in himself and like he was just like he's nothing like a lot of these guys that I see around now where it's like you know what I'm saying. I don't even know what happened. It's like I blinked and it's like men have just become like women. Like I I am so surprised to see how a lot of these guys act and like growing up for me like it's really Bullaman that trace and carry on and talk about people mother and big pussy and I only seen Bullaman doing that. I never saw like supposedly straight men acting like that. I never
See,
saw
and
that growing
people,
up.
if you know what Bula man, Bula is a homosexual. If you
Oh
know,
yeah, sorry, yeah.
if oh no no no.
You're
But may I
right.
tell you, look, may I tell some say, look, it's a conditioning thing, right? So they must shift this whole thing. Man supposed to operate like this, like some delicate flowers, some darlings. these men, these grown men. Yeah, and then the woman them you know, the woman them you know, them supposed to grow rough, and them supposed to independent and strong, and
Yeah.
them not tell the man them fi do that. Man supposed to independent, man supposed to strong, and man supposed to stand for all them word to like boy. Me I tell you, say, look, Mr. Babsy, no fight time, like me a driver and me see, oh, some of them man I like carry themselves. I mean, I like, oh, a man supposed to carry themselves. So, you
Yeah.
understand me? Hey, me say nothing burn me more like when me see some man walk up and down and them pants there, them body like it purposefully there, them body. Purposefully, the man them have a belt one like just purposefully there, them body. Like them a man not like them a man not understand. See them suck they come from prison.
Yeah.
The man not understand.
Because they
Eh?
weren't taught that. They weren't taught anything. That's the thing. We go back to that. Like we 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 have stopped educating and explaining things. Who was I talking to? Drea. I was telling Drea something about my dad. Um, my dad always was like real with me about everything in life. He never really talked to me about like Santa Claus and the boogeyman and these kind of things. He was always very real. I remember I wanted to go to my friend's house and I was just like, I want to sleep over there. My dad's like, no. And then like I'm like always asking to go to my friend's house and getting invited, and my dad will always say no. And I'm like, why won't you let me sleep over at her house? Like, what's the problem? And my dad is like, because he um he was charged with molestation of her cousin, and like he and I was like 7, and he just told me straight up like this is what you need to understand. Like he molested one of his family members. That's why you cannot go there. Right? So it's like when you have a man teaching you and a woman teaching you and bringing you through you start to see where a lot of these other people are like deficient. Most people would have been like, you can't go because I'm your father and I said so, with no logic and no reasoning. So I don't come from that, right? I don't come from illogical nonsense. Like everything I've ever come from has been structured and logical. So even if it's something that I shouldn't be hearing at that age, I was still it was still explained to me like, what do you mean molestation, right? So
Yeah,
now I look back and I would say, oh my God, my dad, he used to be like the most miserable person on the planet when I was a kid. But when I see, Naziah Harris and, Madeline Soto and a lot of these young 13-year-old girls being killed by their mothers' boyfriends, their mothers, um, their uncles, their aunts, man, and stuff like that. You couldn't even come in my house when I was a kid. When we were inside there, my dad would be playing dominoes and cards, and when we would come in to get dinner, he would lock me and my brother in the house, and the men couldn't come inside and pee or do nothing with us inside there.
mm-hmm.
So like even basic stuff like molestation and these, I'm like, how do these things happen? Like where are the men? Where are they?
Well,
Where are the men?
the answer that Juras, and unfortunately, enough of the time is a single parent mother, I raise enough of them delinquent children. Yeah, it is what it is, and me say so. If you look on the studies, them results from these studies is that them say, and me alone just I said this out of thin air. So because me see it, and me can't tell it like a woman, she can raise her son to a certain extent, but it's certain things she will she will not be able to teach him,
Right.
right? And a woman, she is genetically programmed to love her children, to nurture them, to smother them, right? And she not going to get that tough love there where a father would have give a son, right? For
The
instance,
issue is the
mhm.
issue around that is a lot of single mothers either make their son their man, or
Yeah, yeah, that
they over baby their son and make their son feel like they're the prize without training their son to be a man. So there's so much men that are like, I'm the prize. My mama told me a woman got to do this and a woman got to submit and a woman got to do that. But
can
what
you
your mom
imagine?
forgot to teach you was you got to deliver here and here. You got to pay bills. You got to go to work, but your mom sold pussy for a living. So you don't know how to get up and do certain things because you watched your mom hoe and trick your whole life. So now you've come along and become a hoe and trick yourself. And now you have 6 girlfriends and all of one of them's paying your car note. You live by one of them. You go and you like, so this is what's happened. You have a whole bunch of men that are just watching women who can't make drapes, right? But their mom can trick some man and they have 5 and 6 men. So now these guys turn around and they have 5 and 6 women because all they saw growing up was their mom have 5 and 6 men. And that's what they learned. They didn't learn how to change a ceiling fan and they didn't learn how to paint a wall. They learned my mom sold pum pum, so I'ma sell cocky. That's where we at with this, right?
And some of them too sell them backside. Lord of mercy.
Okay.
But anyway, that I want for next day. That I for next day. But I truth. I the truth.
It's what it is.
The boy pitney them need for when them reach, especially when them reach I go for go touch teenager, they need for them amongst them father.
Yeah.
Their father need for there and need for play the role there. And if it's a case where the mother and the father don't live together again, then the boy pitney have to go moving with him pooper. He have to go moving and live with him pooper so him can understand say as a man this is how you need to operate because a mother I go wash for him, cook for him, you may have to the answer this phone.
Yeah. Drew Ross, there we go. No, if your mama sells pum pum for a living, right? Like the apple never gonna fall far from the tree. Like what are your odds? What skills you gonna have? You know what I mean? So I'm not out here trying to make it seem like women are perfect or whatever. I'm like both sides of the fence. Like when you see single mothers and they're like, this guy got me pregnant, and it's like, well, he put sperm in your crotch. What was your decision when it got there? Like you just left it there? So you acted like you didn't have a say in this pregnancy process between you and this deadbeat man. You know, everybody got to be accountable for their own actions. They got to be. And we've just lost that as a society. We don't like accountability. We don't like self-reflection. We don't like any of these things. We just like to blame others and point the finger and say, you caused this, you got me pregnant. No, you got yourself pregnant. You were there. You were a participant. It's not like this guy took your vagina home and impregnated and brought it back. Like you were there when it happened. So what do you mean he got me pregnant? No, you were a part of the process. So we have to hold everybody accountable. Everybody. Everybody. And we don't do that. We pick and choose what we hold accountable. We pick and choose who we hold accountable. And that's the unfortunate part. That's the unfortunate part. Let me see who's in the chat. Boys need to be raised with their dads from the beginning. Yeah, my My dad is like my dad's like was like 5'6". He claims he's 5'7", but he's 5'6". My brother is like 6'2", like size what 21 neck. My brother's huge. My brother had a beard in grade 6, starting to grow in, and my brother would not even dare raise his voice at my dad. And my brother's twice my dad's size. He never dare raise his voice at my dad. Never. Never. And my dad was small. And my brother never dare raise his voice at him. Never. Because my dad never ruled with the iron fist. My dad ruled with logic and reasoning. I never got beatings and whoopings, and I never got none of that. But I see how important my dad was in raising my brother. My brother's one of the few guys from our area that never got arrested, never went to jail, never got like he couldn't, because getting arrested was not an option in our home. Like no, we can't go to jail because we stole something from the store. Like no. My dad's not going to come get us from the he's not coming to get us.
Yeah, we there again. So sorry
Yeah,
about. But
no problem.
you see, as I say much time, like I am so appreciative of my upbringing because I can't imagine myself operate like how myself for them to operate. Can't imagine myself. You see, I am very used to, and this is how I grew up, right? And this are the society where I grew up in. This are the Jamaica where I grew up in. While me I watch my father get up at daytime and go to work, right? And left maybe like my aunt at home with me and like my sister. You see, anyone I man them will really and truly not get up and go to work early in the morning. In them the time, then man they are waste man.
Yeah,
In them the time that them man they are waste man. Me not ask Christ. Man them a waste man them a lofters. In them the time. Now, I don't know. At the norm, for me get up and see one umbre on one corner and him have one sitting at the goat him and miggle and he have one sitting catch up in her ears and he have cigarette and he have rum and boom or rum and whatever him a drink like early in the morning, you know. Can you imagine you get up early in the morning and you drink alcohol?
I know.
Them is like them are a functioning and non-functioning alcoholics, you know. If you get up so early in the morning and I drink something like rum, you know. Me get up in the morning, I drink tea, I drink coffee, and I have breakfast. Them man don't know what breakfast. Matter of fact, them man
No,
breakfast a rum and boom and cigarette for go with it or ganja for go with it. Weed for go with it. That's how the man in breakfast.
I I I'm on the fence about my upbringing sometimes, because I feel like, don't get me wrong, I feel like my mom and my dad did a very good job as it pertains to making sure that I got an education, making sure that I was well taken care of, making sure that like I can get a job, career, survive, things like that. But I feel like I I feel like they neglected the grimy part of life and the grimy part of society, and like the the evil people, the corrupt people. And like for me, as I age, I feel alienated from society a lot, because I feel like I'm in the twilight zone whenever I see stuff and watch stuff and listen to even people reason and basic reasoning. I just feel like I'm in the wrong place. I'm like, I don't think I have some of the skills, or I wasn't equipped with some of the skills to survive being around this environment. So for me, I will more so flee. I like because I'm like I'm not equipped to handle this. Like I don't have the skills for this. I don't have it.
Yeah, yeah. I can understand what you're saying because I guess what? I must say my upbringing did equip me with that for see like some of them something here. And one be not be influenced by it, and two if you can't ignore it. And that's what I'm saying. Me grateful. I am very grateful. I live my ordinary life, very simple, right? Because that's what I like things simple, right? Peace of mind, it name. Peace of mind. People seek that peace of mind. You know, so you can get up at daytime, you stretch, you yawn, you breakfast. If you exercise, you exercise. You get up and you go to work. If you have your wife, you kiss your wife on her forehead as you go. Or if you have your husband, you kiss him on your forehead as you go. If you go to work, if you're not a stay-at-home wife or mom, right? Then that is simple. It sounds simple, but trust me, alive. Get up, do that. Like today we get up Sunday morning, right? And we make my good caramel porridge and drink my coffee and make Milo tea for my girlfriend and make my
Why for the
son.
coffee? Why for the coffee? But go
Well,
on.
well, 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 well. Blue Mountain. Make we just say specific. Next thing you hear.
I
Blue
hear you.
Mountain with French vanilla creamer.
Oh,
Big up Blue Mountain coffee and French vanilla creamer.
fancy
Who know
thing.
know? Who know? Right? Me woman get Milo tea and my son get him feed. And me make me good caramel porridge in the morning. Who know caramel porridge with cinnamon stick in it and nutmeg and vanilla, right? Who
Sure enough.
know who know proper Jamaican breakfast, get up and eat a caramel porridge. You don't know the cinnamon tough crackers crush up in it. Seeing who
Sure enough.
know, who know, right? And if a rum and boom this morning, good caramel porridge, right? And then in the afternoon, we make a good Sunday dinner, right? Make a good Sunday dinner. Mind you, me I man, but me and my woman can cook, so it don't matter. Anybody we get up and cook. Me no fight time with the cooking, especially on Sunday. Because me there me had most Sundays, if not every Sunday. Right? I'm cooking good rice and peas. With good curry goat. And that's a Sunday dinner. And that is trust me, that is life. And me I live it and me okay. I'm look through my window and I can see sunset. And I can beat my dragon spitfire in the evening, yeah, while me depend live and I talk to everybody. Right? And we have how much people are watching and people in the comment section and we are drop knowledge. And this is
Well,
life. It's
I
supposed to be.
I took out the big pot to collect rainwater so I could bathe later. And
And nothing wrong with that. Look, nothing wrong with that. When me I grew up on a youth, when time rain a fall, a time for go bathe. Go out now, go run out that door now underwear and we go bathe in the rain as a youth. So nothing wrong with that. We grew up in a them kind of way that we wear pipe water and we grew up in a way where rain fall, we bless the rain because the rain makes sure the tank full of water and we can have water for drink water, for cook water, for bathe. Grew up in a all kind of way. We grew up in a way where we go in a Trelawney bush them and we dig we yam and the pot boy right this up. And a banana leaf I will plate.
oh
Banana
yeah,
leaf I will plate. Babsy, trust me, I get all kind of upgrades. All kind of brought up, see, all kind of livity. Yeah? Me know about them that kind of livity. Me know about all five smarty pan one bed.
oh yeah.
Me know about them kind of Babsy, I've lived it all. Me know about me, have my own big old room with my queen size bed. And me know about five smarty pan one bed. And all of them they like, but I have fond memories of both. right? Me have fond memories of both because they were nice times. Yeah, me can't remember like the smell of them the time that, like when me I get up from them two scenario, them I wake up in the man and the smell of the place. How it smell in a Galchester. How it smell when you wake up in a Waterhouse. How it smell when you wake up. I know about them that's something there, right? Grew up in a all
Yeah.
kind of way. Oh, yeah, so that's what I'm telling you. I live a kind of life where it is so it not really surprise me, but just enjoy them I think, and every once in a while, like like all the real chocolate tea. I not talk about Roma cocoa, and I talk about the chocolate we have to go greater and it have the
Yeah,
oil.
yeah, yeah.
If you don't know about them, the chocolate tea that you have never had chocolate tea, you have never had it. You don't need to get that the chocolate tea the way you have to grate it and the oil on the top. And if you're not careful, you might think it cool and you're going to take one big gulp and it burn you. You need to know as a Jamaican about that chocolate tea. Good chocolate.
Chocolate tea. I wonder if
You know
Scuba
what I
know
say?
about the chocolate tea.
Screwball would know, man. Screwball big, man. Screwball have to know about the chocolate tea and soursop leaf and fever grass and mint tea. I'm not talk about mint tea bag. Me I talk about mint where you pick off. Them there's something that me grew up in the kind of way, and I am grateful. Make me make me the person I am today. When me not gonna be the person like enough of them a youth and me dip on the corner itch up and me have rum and boom and one cigarette a light one. I don't smoke. Me drink when me feel like, and I am good. Yeah, life
Listen,
be if you live like that.
you sound like you're living life to me.
Me I live a simple life. That's how I call it. Because me living a simple life. Me I give thanks to the Almighty. Me live a simple life. Some people don't even appreciate some of them something I want to grow up. Because when me can there as a Jamaica, enough people that tell me say a foreign, so them not even can pick a mango off of them neighbor tree. Eh? And me a youth, me grew up a live in a mango tree. Me grew up living a mango tree and guinea tree and apple tree. Hmm? Must be crazy. And because of that, to Babsy, to this day, if the fruit when me a eat, if it's not freshly picked, if it's sit down for a day or two, me not bother want it. I can't because I used to eat fruits freshly picked. Me go up the sun, me reach up to the yellow mango, and it's so ripe as me touch it, it drop off in my hand. And it's sweet, it's succulent. I grow up and I reach the same apple, and it's so ripe, it drop off in my hand. Them the something that I grow up with. Can't do no better. I do summer program.
Yeah.
Yep. I encourage every Jamaican to go out there too and blow a Babsy can. But anyway, I encourage every Jamaican to go out there and to experience both the city life and the country life in Jamaica. If you can, because some people can't. And it is what it is. Right? Go and experience Jamaica, your country. Drive somewhere. Right? So, who kick off Babsy? Because, well, basically, and I life is still. It is what it is. But every Jamaican go and go see a country. Those stay in a one part. Those stay in a one part. Right? Those stay in a one part of the island and think where you are is like a this or it. You have any means necessary. You can go there and go other part because my fortunate enough for go in almost every parish. Right? Almost every parish I have been to in this country, if not every one of them. I'm staying at them to not just drive through them, like staying at them for a day or two.
Same here, and I ain't even from there. You know what I mean? But look, Rambo, I'm gonna show you something. Look,
Lord of mercy. Lord of mercy.
We not
Hey,
we not playing. We not playing out here.
hey, anybody who know soursop leaf tea? The tea, the soursop leaf them. Trust me. Trust me. Can you imagine man tell a man you have a river at the back of your place? Oh my days, man. Oh my days.
Yeah, man.
Favorite parish? Yoli, boy. Me not sure if me have a favorite parish, but alright, me can't give you like
St.
me can't
Thomas.
give you me can't give him a top five. Me I give him a top five, right? And this
St.
is in
Thomas
no
followed by
particular
Clarendon.
this is no in no particular order, right? Um Kingston, right? For obvious reasons. Um St. Catherine, again, for obvious reasons. Um Portland. Portland. Yeah man, Portland I feel in the holy. Trust me. Portland. Portland is a lovely parish, rainforest, like views for days, nice climate. Portland is lovely. Manchester. Manchester is lovely too. Like good weather, the altitude, and last but not least, St. James.
Is Porus in Manchester?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Forest is in Manchester. Lovely part of Manchester too.
Yeah, I be out there regular.
Manchester. Very nice. But if you want to see big house, go Porus. You want to see big house at Jamaica, you go Porus. It's a mansion. Yeah, big
Mm.
house with like some English designer. You understand? You want garden place there? Go see I want 12 foot front door, you got porous. And the front door then not open for purpose, but them have a 12-foot front door. You understand? But yeah man, like and me I say top five because I just want like just cut it down a little bit, but like trust me, Hanover not out of the picture, Saint Elizabeth not out of the picture, Saint Anne not out of the picture, Saint
Where's
Mary
Spur? Where's Spur Tree Hill?
in Manchester too. That is
At
Manchester
Manchester
spiritual.
too?
Yep.
Yeah, I be out there. I be out them sides there.
Yeah. Cause trust me, in Manchester is an and you live in a Canada, you're gonna like Manchester because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. It's just a nice, cool atmosphere. Manchester is nice, man. It's very nice people. If you're a person who you don't like the hot, humid climate of a tropical island, and you want to still be on said island, and now burn up, you can go Galchester. You can go this any part of it. Because any part of this is lovely. Any part of Manchester is very lovely.
Well, if you don't like the sun, you don't go to Barbados. Let me tell you something. Barbados is probably if not one of the hottest Caribbean countries. It has to be. It has to be top two, top three, because it's flat with no hills and mountains or anything like that. So there's no breeze, and
Mhm.
Bridgetown is below sea level. So it's like from the sun comes out like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's it. Like I don't even know how slavery went on in that island, because I would have been like, y'all ain't getting me to go out there. I would not be. No, Barbados is the hottest island. The
Mhm.
hottest island. Trust me. Like every island I've ever been to, there's some break, but Barbados, nah, there's none.
Mhm.
None. None.
And trust me,
No.
people. That's what I'm saying. Now, look, I would not give away Jamaica and its culture like for anything. I want to give it away, right? And I would live in a other country, but I would not retire there. Meaning, Mona just live there and then make me just forget about Jamaica. Anywhere I'm going in the world, me I go return back to this soil. Whether it bad, whether 1,000, 2,000 people are dead a year time, or 100, or 10 or 50, me I go return back to this soil. I'm not go there. Right, that's right. Yeah, so I go retire and I am going to pass away, hopefully, peacefully in my sleep with my grand pitney them and my niece, nephew and feed them pitney them. Turn up for me. Hopefully. We shall see. But people, this are
Yeah, man.
basically the end of the Sunday live, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad me pass through in a Sunday and thing. Um it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Trust me.
You know, Rambo, you know I'm always hold you down no matter what. You know how it is. You when it comes to the YouTube streets, you like one of the very few that had my back out here. You know what I'm saying? And you know, both with my parents passing away, both of them passing away at the same time.
Oi, wagwan. Wagwan. People wanna hear me? Wanna hear me? Somebody type in the chat and see if you wanna hear me. Wanna hear me? Somebody type in the chat. Quick and fast and let me know what go on. Quick and fast. Oh, so you only hear me, so I don't know what happened with Babsy. But as I say, people, it has been a pleasure. It is a lovely Sunday evening. Dog on my back as usual, and me I look on the sun has set in my side of the island where I'm there, which is St. James, and it is a lovely sunset. You see, and trust me, people, if you have not been to Jamaica, I encourage you to be here. I encourage you to come here, find somebody who you know like that, you trust like that, to enjoy the island, because you being stuck in a hotel in Jamaica, I stay there for all of your stay. Yeah, you live a bit of life, but trust me, you have to go out there and drive up and down to and experience Jamaica in its all its glory, which is why Chinaman and Massaman are forward out there and a build up gated communities and condos and apartments for days, because them see the potential of this place and we not see it, right? Because we have too much feminine men and masculine women stuck in them ways and have this big old ego for no reason. That is why Jamaica stay how it stay, right? That is exactly why Jamaica stay how it stay. May I hope for a better Jamaica, you see? May I hope for a better Jamaica where the pitney them who I go forward after me can grow up how me grow. Because my upbringing was lovely. May I tell you some experience all kind of life in a Jamaica. The five smarty on one bed, me alone on a big old bed in one room to myself. Me experience it. Sit on a Sunday evening round table and I eat with knife and fork, and yeah, you name it. Get up in the morning, raise chicken, feed chicken, tie out the goat them, and eat the lovely breakfast where me just a telling about. Yeah, I grew up them kind of way there, and me I go kind of as best as me can give that to my son, who I will grow up with me, right? God's willing. So me I go try and make him experience that. I mean, him a baby and him got a few parishes already. Me carry him with me, drive up and down a certain parishes. But when him have more sense, then as a people would have said, he might go get figure more other places. But trust me, people big up in our Sunday. Yeah, yeah, I think I first Sunday live this. But yeah, big up in our Sunday. Yeah. Whenever I can do it again, hopefully I can make this like every Sunday. And if I go do a Sunday live, it gonna be something of this. Is either I go talk about some serious topic like we see here, or may I go talk about something where like it may be taboo, or may I go talk about something somewhat political. Like we're gonna start about stuff like this because Sunday of the day feed. Sunday of the day where you get up and you read your big old Gleaner, your Observer, and you sip your Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee with French vanilla. You understand? But anyway, people, bless up who did there. Bless up everybody who did there. Bless up Libra. Bless up Babs who did there upon the panel and then bless up Rajines. Bless up Scluba. Bless up Yoli. Seeing couple new people must sit today. Maybe are the reason bring them out. Who knows? Maybe are that, or maybe are my personality. Maybe a Babsy. Seeing big up everybody. Anybody who may not get to mention them is not intentional. It is what it is. Big up everybody who they're in the bushes, just a listening reasoning and not really say nothing yet. Right? Maybe one day them are, you know, forward out of them shelf and drop few of them chain of thoughts in the comment section. And we can reason about things because I said this is a place where we reason and nobody in a comment section fight down your opinion or oh suck your mother, you know, them let's up there. Or your bad mind we redundant bad mind over here. So we are speak with mind, clear and concise and without apology as usual. But bless up my people. My respect to everybody who passed through and who are participating in the comment section and thing and make it place nice until we meet again. Manners and respect.